Before 1965, India's international borders were guarded by a disjointed patchwork of individual state-armed police forces. The 1965 war with Pakistan exposed this fragmented system as a national security flaw. These state units lacked the communication and heavy weaponry needed to repel a coordinated invasion. The Indian government realized that a decentralized defense was no longer viable. To prevent future incursions, they needed a single, centralized, and highly specialized border force. Under the old system, the nation's borders were essentially indefensible. A radical military restructuring became the only option for national survival. On December 1, 1965, the Border Security Force was established, spearheaded by K.F. Rustomji. This new unit was given a unique dual mandate. During peacetime, they would act as a policing force, but the moment a war broke out, they had to instantly become the military's first shock absorber against a full-scale invasion. Military planners harbored strategic doubts. They questioned whether a lightly armed police force could survive a head-on collision with conventional heavy armor. Upon its creation, the BSF was an unproven experiment, designed for a catastrophic scenario it had yet to face in reality. That scenario arrived on December 3, 1971. At the Husseini-Wala border post, the afternoon concluded with a joint retreat ceremony, where Indian and Pakistani guards formally lowered their flags in a show of peace. But just hours later, a massive Pakistani assault shattered that peace. Attacking with a full infantry brigade and heavy tanks, they pushed into Indian territory. The BSF Jawans at the barrier were completely outgunned, facing heavy armor with nothing but standard infantry weapons. Led by Head Constable Jagdish Singh, these men refused to buckle. They dug into their trenches and formed an unyielding wall against the advancing armor. This small unit stalled the military advance for over 3 critical hours. They bought the Indian Army the time it needed to reinforce the position, though it cost 20 BSF Jawans their lives. The Battle of Husseini-Wala proved the BSF could successfully fulfill its most extreme mandate, absorbing the devastating first blow of a full-scale war. The BSF now transitioned into a direct counteroffensive. Their next mission was to retake the Rajamontam border post, which had fallen to Pakistani forces just days earlier. Pakistan's heavily armed 9 Baloch Regiment had seized the area. Assistant Commandant R.K. Wadhwa and the 31st Battalion were tasked with taking it back. On December 6th, the BSF began a massive push, charging directly through relentless heavy machine gun fire and hidden minefields to reclaim their territory. The post was successfully secured, though Assistant Commandant Wadhwa made the ultimate sacrifice while leading the charge from the front. Rajamontam established the BSF as a lethal offensive unit capable of defeating entrenched conventional military forces. The bravery displayed in December 1971 changed the Indian government's strategic perception of the young force. In recognition of their sacrifice, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi officially bestowed upon them a permanent title, India's first line of defense. This historical validation led to a surge in recruitment and funding, growing the force into the national security apparatus it is today. The 1971 war cemented the BSF as the cornerstone of India's national sovereignty, ending its era as an untested policing experiment. Today, that mission requires 250,000 men and women guarding over 6,500 kilometers of international border. This line of defense stretches across some of the most brutal biomes on Earth, from sub-zero mountain peaks in Kashmir to the punishing salt flats of Gujarat. Despite their modern technology, the daily reality for a BSF Jawan relies on physical endurance, often enduring 50-degree heat in the Thar Desert. The BSF lives by a motto born from this violent history, Jivan Paryant Kartavya, duty unto death. For the BSF, this is no marketing slogan. It is a promise forged in the fires of 1971, executed as the ultimate sacrifice every second of every day.